Well, I think the big thing for me at the moment, and certainly over here in the UK, is we're in times of change. I mean, there's a lot of people would like to think that normal service is going to be resumed as soon as possible, but I'm not convinced it's going to be. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of anxiety about the future. I was a great YouTube video that I looked at the other day, and if you want to look at it, just go to YouTube and type in BBC Trader.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is an independent trader who basically says that the economy is unfixable, and no matter what the governments do, that it's not going to work, and but also the big boys don't care, because
Yep.
so who knows? Will there be a euro at the end of this year? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. So, there's a lot of unrest. We had rioting here in London and the UK. So there's a lot of emotion around. The interesting thing, though, from this trader guy I was interviewed on the BBC, was he said, people need to look at what happened in the big depression in the 30s in the US, because what he said is there's a lot of people who were prepared, they'd taken action before, they saw this whole thing coming. So whereas everybody else was freaking out, these people were quite calm, collected, and had a plan to follow. And
Right.
because of that, they actually made a significant amount of money and created a lot of success for themselves during this time where everybody else was thinking it was kind of like the end of their world as they knew it. So where does timeline therapy fit in with that? Well, I think at this point in time, a lot of people, their mind is foggy. It's not clear as to what they can do. I would say that people are either sticking their head in the sand and going, hoping it'll all go away. Certainly, very, very few people are taking this as being a time of opportunity to be able to create their future. And the thing that's messing with their mind are emotions around events in the past. I think there's a lot of people who are angry about the current situation. A lot of people are scared about the current situation. They might even be thinking, whilst all this is going on, if I'm focusing on really being successful in the future, maybe they're feeling guilty about that kind of thinking. The thing is wrong. So what timeline therapy can enable people to do is to release those negative emotions like anger and sadness and fear and hurt and guilt from their experiences in the past, so that then they can look towards the future with clear eyes.
Right.
And really go, okay, so this might be happening to everybody else, and I can do something different for me and my family and the people that I care for. So that there's this realization that I had, which was like, your economy doesn't need to be the same as the economy.
Exactly.
But what is very important is that you change your thinking. So you need to be thinking in a very different way than the masses to be able to. You see, everybody's thinking about survival. But really, if you change your thinking, you can move from thinking about survival to not surviving but thriving in
Right.
these particular periods in time. And the difference that makes the difference is having a clear mind, being able to look at the future with a calmness, a centeredness, and a balancedness inside of you. I'm making lots of words up now that don't even exist in the English language. To then be able to go to the future with certainty. Also, getting rid of limiting mindsets. About what's possible, about what you're capable of. I find that a lot of people at the moment, have got issues about their worth, their self-worth, their worthiness, whether they deserve the kind of success that they want in their life. And timeline therapy can enable you to let those things go too. The kind of literal programming that we've been receiving for years and years and years.
Yep.
And I was doing some work with Greg Secker, the multimillionaire trader, and one of the things that we started working with from a modelling point of view is that it's pretty much said in psychology that a person's beliefs and values are pretty much in place by the time that they're 10. So think about the world when you were 10. I mean, for me, that was 38 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think, if I hadn't done my work with timeline therapy to revisit my values, then I would be attempting to be successful in the world today with values and beliefs that are at least 38 years out of date.
Yeah.
Think about going on a journey in your car with a road atlas or a road map that was 38 years out of date.
Oh, yeah.
There would be roads in that road atlas that don't exist anymore. There'd be roads that now exist that aren't in that road atlas. You wouldn't dream of doing that. Yet,
Exactly.
without people being aware, that's exactly what they're doing with their life. They're navigating their way through their life with beliefs and values that are out of date. Mine would be 38 years out of date. I was born in 1963, and there's an interesting statistic that says that 97% of the information on the planet today did not exist before 1963.
Can you imagine?
So then you go, how on earth are you going to be successful in these kind of times? So I think that's for me the great opportunity. One of the last things that was in that BBC Trader video, and watch it. It's not pleasant listening, but one of the things he said is that the biggest risk that people can take at this point in time is to not take action.
Yeah, true.
So if you want to learn timeline therapy.